What's up, guys? Mike Patrick, and in this video I'm going to be corroborating a video that I did right under this one, okay? And I might make this like a little series, or you can consider it like a little series, and it's just talking about kind of like futuristic things and just giving us some content to vibe out to in regards to, the world that we're living in, and as we transition and going forward. And you know what I mean, some upside, and just like I said, some what I would consider like some smart conversation, or not really a conversation, I guess, but some smart content. But so guys, anyway, yesterday or in the previous video, I was talking about things like self-checkout, autonomous cars. In this video, I'm going to be talking about lab-grown food and stuff like that. And I was tying it all in with the Most High. Many of you guys call God, okay? And how he's the provider of resources and things like that. And it's just so much I talk about on my channel. And you really have to really watch as many of my videos as you can to get a real good idea and the overall picture of things. You know what I mean? But so going forward, guys, I was talking about, to a certain degree, or what I wanted to get into as well, is how, probably for eons now, probably ever since man could reason, you know what I mean, and think, and get into certain modes and become very habitual, you know what I mean? Everything that was presented that was new, man probably had a problem with it, you know what I mean? And so with that said, I was talking about how in a utopian society, you know what I mean, you would it's okay. Why wouldn't you want robots and things like that to do manual work and make life easier and things like that? That's we've already done that anyway, you know what I mean? We didn't always have the tools that we have today that makes life easier, you know what I mean, and less manual, okay? And that'll continue to happen as more technology gets dribbled out and things like that. Things will change. Now, like I said, in every era though, you will always seem to have people who are stubborn and who don't want to accept that. You know what I mean? So if you're a religious person, you know what I mean, you'll call it the Antichrist, and it's all Lucifer and his technology and the mark of the beast and all that, right? And some people, you can't tell them any different. They have their beliefs and they stuck in their ways, and there's nothing you can do about that. You know what I mean? And you're not going to convince them any other way. But a lot of times it's just, you always hear me talk about ego. It's just people ego and fear of what you don't know, and fear of just, some people just fear change. You know what I mean? And whether it has anything to do with them or not, you know what I mean? Whether they're going to be here for it or anything like that. Some people just fear change, and everybody wants to be, important, and wants their opinions to be substantiated, and wants their opinions to matter, and things like that. But really, what has any particular man done to stop anything for that? You know what I mean? And so that's why I was saying everything is in the Most High's hands. And sometimes you just got to get out the way and stop always trying to make excuses or trying to demonize everything that you don't agree with, or that you don't understand, or that you don't have anything to do with. And just, if you are that much of a believer in God, then you realize that nothing can happen without his sanctioning, okay? Look at it that way. Stop thinking you're in competition, or your God is in competition with the devil. He's not in competition. The Most High is not in competition with nobody. You see what I'm saying? Everything and everybody has a purpose and a role, okay? So stop giving the devil, I've said this before, stop giving the devil so much credit. If you're a religious person, stop giving the devil so much credit. Sometimes you make me think that you are really a worshiper of the devil and not the Most High. You know what I mean? Because you give the devil so much credit. The devil doing this, the devil doing that, you know, the mark of the beast, and then this and that. And it's like, okay, the devil is just that, a beast, a created beast that the Most High created to do the Most High's will. Okay, you just supposed to be working on yourself. You see what I'm saying? Trying to evolve your spirit and really be in tune with the Most High, whoever your God is, or whatever. You know, that's the point. You know what I mean? Whoever your God is. So if you in tune with the devil, then you know what I mean. You may, you know, things get tricky, man. So sometimes, you know, people give all this reverence to the devil and try to act like they're against the devil, but really they're for the devil, and they're trying to scare you into this power. Just like anybody, people, just imagine if there's a big bad bully in the neighborhood, right? And people just keep on telling you how big and bad and evil and mean and treacherous this bully is. You see what I mean? Now, obviously, you're not going to think that bully is good, but that they're also instilling fear and giving that bully more power. You see what I'm saying? Because they're convincing you of how big and bad that bully is. You see what I mean? So, you know, on the surface, it seems like they're demonizing that bully and putting them in a bad position and you know, and making you want to stay away from them and not agree with the bully and, you know, and comply with the bully and things like that, because it's a big bad bully. But at the same time, imagine how much power is they're trying to put the fear of God in you pertaining to that bully. You see what I'm saying? So you got to watch that. You have to watch that, man. When people give the devil too much reverence and always talking about what he's doing, you got to wonder sometimes, are they not trying to trick you into giving the devil too much power? All right. Now, I know I got that kind of gets off of the subject of where I wanted to go with this video, but it's all relative. You know what I'm saying? And so, look, lab grown meat and things like that, guys, getting into that, like, you know, once again, I just laid the foundation. You got people who think that's bad, and you know what I mean? What are they trying to feed us? And they trying, like, everything is, they trying to do this. They ain't trying to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to do nothing. You know what I mean? What's going to happen is going to happen. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, stop trying to look at everything that you ain't familiar with. Why everything got to be nefarious or bad? Everything that's new got to be bad. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then 100 years ago, go down the line, and then we'll be, you know, people then will be talking about how, you know, it'll be history left behind about how, you know what I mean, before we had this and we had that, everybody thought that everything new that came out was evil and of the devil. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, what I would say to that, I'm all for lab grown meat and stuff like that, because for one, depending on your perspective, guys, like, perhaps this whole world is just one big laboratory. You ever think of that? Like, you know what I mean? And things like that. So the Most High, just because he allows you to start to understand exactly how things are done, it doesn't make it evil, okay? See, we like to think of everything as something mystical that just appeared out of nowhere. And if it doesn't seem like that in our mind, then it's evil. So therefore, like, you just think the animals and stuff just appeared out of nowhere, and that's organic and that's natural, and we supposed to be eating that because God, the Most High, created it for us to eat. Yeah, see, that's the point. He created it. You don't know how he created it. You see what I'm saying? But he did create it. You see my point? So maybe it'll help you out, and you know, maybe you'll think of things better, or you'll feel better about it if you looked at it like this. Like, if the Most High created this planet, which could just be a big laboratory, okay? And yes, he created the animals, okay? He created it in the laboratory. Look at it that way. You know what I mean? That's how you need to look at it. You know what I mean? So the thing about it, why I kind of agree with it, is because it, you know, as you start to evolve and have more sympathy and empathy, you know what I mean? I started thinking about like, and I still eat meat and all that, you know what I mean? But I do be feeling like, I be like, man, an animal has to get slaughtered. Like, you know what I mean? It's not funny, but an animal got to get slaughtered. A life got to be taken for me to be able to eat this burger or this chicken or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And that goes to show you once again how egotistical and selfish humans can be, because you don't think nothing of that. You know what I mean? You consider yourself to be such a good person and all that type of stuff, but you don't consider, like, imagine that being you. You see what I'm saying? Can you fathom what if you was just being raised and cultivated on this planet just for something to eventually come slaughter and eat you? How would you feel about that? Now, you know what I'm saying? And so if the Most High has created a way, or if there's a way that we're evolving into, or that we're moving along into, where you can still eat your food and you know what I mean, eat your meats and things like that without having to take another life just to be able to do it, then I don't see what's wrong with that. How do you know if it's any healthier or any less healthful? For all you know, it could be healthier. You see what I'm saying? Or anything like that. It probably is. You see what I'm saying? And whatever. Like, you don't know. So stop trying to always find a reason to not agree with something or move forward with something. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, but that was an excellent point. And so lab grown meat is just another one of those things to put, as I'm explaining or showing you guys how we are already right there. And you know what I mean? In a completely new world and new society. You got people that's fighting for dear life to try to hold on to the old world, but we here already. You know what I'm saying? And so, so like I said, you got, just putting a few things, and more and more probably come to me. You know what I mean? I was talking about in the video under this one. Go check that video out. I was talking about, how Whole Foods. So I did figure out how in Whole Foods, how you can swipe your hand now and pay for your items and stuff like that. So they have like different little stations, I guess. You know what I mean? And you can go and you can associate the scanning of your hand with your credit card or whatever. And so then when you go to a Whole Foods store, you'll be able to pay like that. I was able to find, it's a lot of videos on YouTube in regards to it once you go and search it. So yeah, but you got stuff like that, then like I said, we already know about self checkout, autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles. It's just so much that we have now already. It's just, it's just some of it is more popular in the beginning stages than others, and things like that. In another 5 years, all of it will be, most of it, the stuff that I'm talking about now, will be just everyday occurrences. You know what I mean? Just like how it was a point where a cell phone wasn't that popular, and now we had a point where everybody has a cell phone. You see what I mean? When computers wasn't that popular, then everybody has a computer. So that's just how it is when stuff is dribbled out to the general public. You know what I mean? First, only a certain amount of people or group of people or status of people, you know what I mean, are able to get their hands on things. Then it just becomes more accessible to everybody. You see what I'm saying? Let me see. I think I made my point I think I just made, because like I said, the basis of this is going to be in the title, was like lab grown meat. I think that's good for now. I'm trying to think of anything else that people keep on trying to demonize and try to make it seem like, it's of Satan and it's the devil trying to push us into the new world order and the mark of the beast and all. I'm trying to think of other things that we have or that we coming into, that people, You know, you let some people tell it, boy, we supposed to be in caves, right? You know, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't supposed to ever make no type of, you know, progressions and things like that. And if you do, it's all of Satan. You know what I mean? Satan is just so powerful. You know what I mean? Apparently, you know what I'm saying? To people who claim they're believers in the big God. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I think that's good, guys. Hopefully this was a good video. If I think of something else, like I said, I'll make this a series or whatever. You know what I mean? And just keep on piling on, you know what I mean, videos on top of this that's in relation, you know what I mean, to the previous video or whatever. But like, so watch my last 3 videos on this channel. You know what I mean? So watch the one underneath this one, then the one underneath that. You know what I mean? Like I said, it all brings things together better and more, and paints the picture even more, you know, vividly. You know what I mean? All right, guys, peace.